Frank Caliendo, the great comedian, is going to join us in a moment. But, surprise, surprise, Jim Rome has stopped by. And it's not very often where Jim will make an appearance on another sports show. But, Jim, it's good to have you on the program.
How great is this?
I'm shocked.
Your show just got that much better. I don't even understand. How come you aren't abrasive with the guests?
I don't know.
What are you doing trying to enjoy what they have to say? You should just deny everything you've already said about them that made them angry before. Ridiculous. Do not talk over my pauses, Dan. Dude is ridiculous. He comes on his own show, asks me on to be a guest, and what does he do? Starts asking questions.
I'm sorry.
That was a pause, Dan.
I know. I was going to ask you if I needed to improve my pauses.
It's actually a good question. I don't know how not sure how I can fight with you on that. When you're asking for my lost what I was saying there. Perform.
He's Frank. He's Frank Caliendo. Good to have you back, Frank.
Yeah, great to be here.
How's life?
Good. It's funny. Why are you laughing?
I just the Rome, the residue
Still,
from the Rome. Yeah.
The Rome residue?
Yeah, Rome residue.
Ridiculous. Rome residue, ridiculous alliteration. How great is that? Verbal cues. It's been good. A lot of it's that since I've gone over to ESPN and doing the stuff there, because I thought it got really stale at Fox, and it was my own fault. I was just doing a lot of the same stuff, and I wasn't real happy with it. But it was one of those things where you're getting paid so much that you just keep doing it. I think I hurt myself some way.
Yeah.
I don't know, career-wise or brand-wise, whatever. But when that check keeps coming in, it's good, and I liked it. But then when I went to ESPN, this is the standard joke that I do with it, is like, when I first went there, they said, can you do any impressions of people on ESPN? And I'm like, I don't know if there's anybody to do. And then I started watching it more closely and realized there's more characters on ESPN than there are on Cartoon Network. It's like looking at one of those Simpsons posters, and you see all the characters from The Simpsons, and you're like, man, this is its own little world.
Who's the easiest, Berman?
I think Berman's pretty easy. I mean, one of the things about him, he talks with his hands, and it's that, anything can, I tried. He tries to calm everything down. The studio could be on fire.
Could you imagine in closed caption if they were doing that to Chris?
H. G-Man. But he looks like he's playing a game of paper football with his hands all the time. Like, field goal, no field goal. I understand what's going on here, and I understand that Dan Etcher are doing their job. You're doing a good job over there. But the show is over here. Yeah.
Who has more of a sense of humor about it, Berman or Gruden?
I think everybody does now. I think especially once people see I do the impressions of their friends too. Like Gruden has a ton of fun. Like I was scared to death of Gruden at the beginning. When I met him, it was at the Super Bowl. I was like, so you're the guy who does me, huh, man? He's like, where are you from? And I'm like, because I knew where he's from. I was like, Sandusky, Ohio. He's like, really? I'm like, no. He's like, good, because you were blowing my mind, man. He's got those things. I mean, his nicknames don't make sense. That's the great thing. They call him the Cyborg because he takes deep breaths and he loves Star Trek references, man. Oh, I get it. Yeah. They call J.J. Watt. They call him the milkman because he really delivers the bread. What? Why?
Well, we came up with a T-shirt, an actual saying of John Gruden.
Oh, yeah.
The saying is what, Seton?
Anything can happen on any given Sunday, especially on Monday night.
Yeah, that's
he actually said it, so we made a T-shirt out of it.
That's probably one of the greatest breakages of the space-time continuum I've ever heard, man. But he's got that. So people will say to me, he's the new John Madden. I'm like, no, he's the opposite. John Madden would tell you things you already know. He'd say things like, hey, that guy's got mud on his jersey. Then he'd explain how to make mud. Gruden's more like Dennis Miller. And when Dennis Miller did Monday Night Football, follow me on this. He'd do those, he'd have those references like, that's like Agnon Khashoggi waiting in line for the Matterhorn at Disney World. And even Stephen A. Smith's like, I'm incredulous to this entire situation. I don't understand where you're coming from. What's going on, Skip Bayless? You don't get it. So with Gruden, though, he doesn't know the references. It's like he's talking his way through them.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I'll tell you what, man, that play right there, that play was magical, man. I wonder if he went to school to learn a play like that. What's the name of that school? Harry Potter went to Hogwarts. I'll tell you what, man, I don't care if you're Minerva, McGonagall, Albus Dumbledore, or Severus Snape. You're Harry Potter. You're pretty good at the game of Quidditch, man.
When you're studying more, I guess, facial addiction.
It's half of it, facial addiction?
No, their diction.
Oh, the diction.
Yeah,
I thought it was weird. I spit right towards you. See that
Yeah,
spit going
you just
towards you,
stepped
man?
right
That was
on
a
me.
pretty good job, man. Dude, honor Dan's pauses. A lot of it has to do with the saying and the cadence. So with cadence, like Schefter, all right? So Adam Schefter is always that, it's da-da-da-da-da-da, according to my sources. At this particular time, it appears. So, like, and he's got, like, their job is to come up with news, even when there's no big news. Yeah. So they'll have, like, according to my sources. At this particular time, it appears Tom Brady's yawn during pregame warmups was, in fact, just a yawn. And earlier reports that there was some sort of oxygen deprivation disorder were highly exaggerated. If you need any more information, I'll be right here in front of my bookcase, ready to go. It's that kind of stuff. I mean, and Jaws, Ron Jaworski, and Jaws likes it the most. It's the funniest because Jaws, he actually quotes, he's almost like he's doing me, doing him now, because he's so excited. Like he loves life. And it's just that he watches more videotape than possible in a human. I watched 192 hours of videotape this morning, and that's why I truly believe Johnny Manziel could be the best quarterback ever. 5 seconds later, I watched another 452 hours of videotape, and I've completely changed my mind. He's fun. I mean, when they're new, that's the thing. I've kind of, it's funny because I've gotten more known in sports now, like this sports comedian guy, which that wasn't really how it started. It just started with the John Madden thing. Kimmel bringing me on, Fox originally. And so, for me, I have to actually work on getting back and doing some other, regular type of stuff. It's like, but you take from real life situations. Like I watch Robert Downey Jr. And when I watch Robert Downey Jr., he's a human Twitter feed. If you listen, ever since Iron Man, he's become Tony Stark. He talks in little phrases and everything comes back to being about himself. He could be giving out an Academy Award and it would be like, these people deserve your applause almost as much as I do. #awesome. So it's like, that's where you find it. Or if you were so well known for a movie, I would love to be Liam Neeson. Because if I was Liam Neeson, I would just use the Taken stuff all the time. If a telemarketer called, I'd just pick it. I don't know who you are, and I don't know what you want. If you're looking for me to take a short survey, I can tell you this, I don't have the time. What I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. And if you don't hang up right now, I will find you. I will hunt you down. And that's when the caller realized they should have called Morgan Freeman's house. # would have been a better choice. He's almost, by the way, Robert Downey Jr. is almost Dr. Evil. If you listen to him closely, it's like #awesome, #awesome.
Would you like to get back into almost more mainstream politics?
Yeah. I mean, to me, the sports stuff is supposed to be like a secondary thing for me, but I've just made it like I don't know if I've been lazy or what. It's just worked, so I've just made it like my main thing because I have kids at home and I don't know them, but agents and stuff. I actually have a deal to do a TV show that in the next year or so to work on for a pilot and stuff like that just got done. But it's one of those things that, hey, I want to do that, but I'm trying to find the right thing for me because I've done so many of the wrong things and I've made the money that I needed to make. So now I want to have fun and do it right and say no when people say you should do this, and then I just agree.
You're going to do a sitcom.
I don't think it'd be like a general, like single or 3-4 camera sitcom. I think I want it to be awkward. I want people to see more of the me side of it with the impressions and who I am. But that it's more that kind of thing. I mean, like real life situations for me. Like when people think I don't do a good impression of them, having that moment with somebody, I think is
where it's awkward.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for is the complete awkwardness. And I think
who's the toughest one? Who you spent the most time working on this person?
Well, I mean, Berman was one for the longest time I didn't even get close. It just it kept becoming Al Pacino. He could go all the way. It was just the wrong thing. President Obama, a little more difficult. He's the cadence. He talks slow at the beginning and speeds up at the end. It's like that kind of thing. So again, it's cadence. You get that that right kind of situation. I don't know. Everybody's different. I mean, and they get better. I listen to old George Bush stuff that I did. I listen to old Madden stuff. I'm like, you hear some of the Madden stuff I listen. Here's a guy who doesn't sound like John Madden, but he's doing it constantly.
It sounds like Bill Cosby a little bit, too.
The children. Yeah. I mean, they're close. Ted Koppel, Bill Cosby, and John Madden. They're all kind of the same. Just like Chris Rock, Terry Bradshaw, and George Bush aren't that far apart either. So it's...
Who's your favorite comedian?
Me. No. I don't know. There's lots of really great... I don't know. I'm not one of those people that I love watching Dave Attell, Louis Black, Louis C.K. guys, and sometimes I don't even laugh at all the things they do. And I don't watch a lot because I just don't want to see what everybody else is doing. It's like that kind of a thing where I just want to. I don't want to know. But I'm amazed at people like, especially like a Louis Black or Louis C.K. They can just talk, and everything that seems to come out works. I don't know if it's their character or what. But
you get the feeling they walk out there that Louis C.K. can walk out and totally scrap what he was going to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just say, I'm going to
Jim Gaffigan.
No,
like
Jim
you watch
Gaffigan.
Jim Gaffigan. Wow, that was
Brian
weird.
Regan. Have you heard Brian Regan?
Gonna go to left side. Gonna go left side of the stage now. Gonna go to the right side of the stage. Who's going on the Dan Patrick Show? Donut Lady.
He's Frank Caliendo. He'll be at the the Paramount in Huntington, New York. That's tonight?
Yeah, that's that's sold out. The Borgata sold out.
Well, let me get the whole plug in. Let me get the whole plug in here.
Yeah,
the Borgata in Atlantic City tomorrow night.
I'm coming back in April because that one's sold out. So April is when I'll be back, and I'm working on my advanced sales.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
You'll be in West Palm Beach, Detroit, Boston, Milwaukee. You can go to frankonstage.com for more information.
Yeah, and the Irvine Improv is like in a couple of weeks. But yeah, Frank on Stage. I had frankcaliendo.com/schedule. And what happened was nobody could spell Caliendo. On Twitter, it's at Frank Caliendo, and it's if you can't spell Caliendo, it's the letter C, the word alien, and the word do. So at Frank C Alien do. But yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good plugs for myself right there.
Yeah, is that good?
Yeah, the effervescence tranquility is there for us. I understand where you're coming from, Mr. Patrick. Doing a great job over there on the microphone.
Thank you, Frank.
I've been working on my Dan Patrick.
You have?
I don't have it yet, but I noticed that you say I was studying it, making people listen to me in the green room. I kept going, I'm Dan Patrick, because you don't say Patrick, you say Dan.
I'm Dan Patrick.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll say Eek. Welcome to the Dan Patrick Show. I'm Dan Patrick.
I think you're gonna need a little bit more.
Now you're gonna start. That's all I got so far.
I know.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. Oh, it does.
That's how it starts. You just say the same thing.
And then all of a sudden,
me could go the way. Phenomenal segment. Great job at the beginning. Tapered off near the end. Might have been there the whole time. Once again, getting incredible. Shaq coming up on the program.
That was good. Good commercial.
Thank you, Frank.
That was really good.
Thank you, Frank.